Good morning, and we're welcoming you to the first Chamber Chat from the Humboldt Chamber of Commerce. Our first guest is Monique Meriweather. She's from the Tennessee Small Business Development Center, which serves 9 counties, including East Gibson County. And I asked Monique in this morning to answer a few questions. I know a lot of our small businesses have still got questions whether they received funding or not. So I'm just going to dive right into this one. We've been through a few phases of the CARES Act, and 2 of those included the emergency loan, the EIDL loan, and the payroll protection loans. Let's break those down a little bit for those who applied. The PPP loans have been issued. For those who've received them, what's their next step?
Okay. Well, first, let me say, Amanda, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited to be the first guest. I think this is great. It's great for business. And I think this is kind of going to be our new norm moving forward, kind of navigating through this whole COVID pandemic. The PPP loans, the EIDL loans, this has all been uncharted territory for us. So we kind of just rushed out there and tried to put some things together. And we realized as we were doing that there were some issues, there were some flaws, because we didn't know what to expect. Okay. It hit us so hard and hit us so fast. But now that the economic injury disaster loans are coming through, the paycheck protection loans are hitting businesses' bank accounts. I know there's a lot of questions about the loan forgiveness. That part was just issued on May the 15th. So businesses should hear something from lenders on when to submit that application for forgiveness. They will hear from the lenders in that whole entire process. So you won't hear anything from SBA, but you will hear from the lenders. The SBA is currently working on putting out more guidance on loan forgiveness in that process. We're still getting direction from the SBA on all of that daily. So I just encourage your businesses just to make sure they have a strong connection with their lenders, make sure they're checking their emails and that type of thing, and things are not going to spam mail. So.
And I do want to say, if you need the PPP application, the form that you fill out to make sure that you're doing everything right, that you'll have to turn back in, we do have a copy of that. I can send that out in a PDF to any of the members.
Okay.
So just ask us for those. Now, the ones that got the EIDL loans, they're still getting emails that say that their loan is under consideration. Do you know if there's a time limit on that, or when they should have an answer back on that? Or is that's probably still just undetermined, right?
Yeah, and the SBA Office of Disaster Assistance, they're the ones that process the EIDL advances and the EIDL loans. So they'll let us know, and they're telling us right now just to wait to hear from a loan officer.
Okay.
And again, it may be via email. So just make sure that you're checking that spam mail to make sure it's not going to spam.
Right. Okay. So moving forward, we've gotten past these first few phases. Does it look like that there'll be another phase included that'll include small businesses? I know they're talking about a phase 4. Have you heard any rumors or hints if that's going to include either more emergency loans or more PPP loans or anything else for small businesses?
Well, yeah, let me back up to that last question real quick that you had before this one.
Oh, okay.
Now, we are encouraging business owners or the Small Business Development Center to send an email to that FCEFOCE COVID-19@sba.gov. Those are for individuals that may have some questions about that EIDL loan.
Okay.
They can go to that they can go to that email, send an email, or we can do it for them.
Okay. Do they need that number that they were given when they first applied?
800 number?
The
loan application number. Yes.
Okay.
But you can send an email to that email address if you can't get through on that 800 number to ask any questions that you have about the EIDL. I just want to clear that up before we move on.
Great. And if you need to, this is going to be recorded, so you can back that up if you need to get that email address one more time, and we'll type that out as well.
So about another phase that will include small business funding options, we don't know. The SBA, SBDCs, we know from watching the news, things are transpiring, they're changing. A lot of times it hits the news and then we find out. For instance, like last week, the House passed another CARES Act bill, but we're not sure if it's going to pass the Senate. Right. So we just don't know. It's changing by the minute, and we find out. And when we find out, we try to let people know as fast as we can.
Got it.
So
Before we
stay
move,
glued to the TV.
yeah, absolutely. So before we move on to something else, I've got one other thing I want to talk to you about that's more personal for our Humboldt Chamber.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you know that you want to let everybody know about these, or just to get in touch with you if they've got questions? And how do they do that?
Yeah, they can call our office here at 424-5389, 731-424-5389. Or of course, they can send an email at mmeriweather@tsbdc.org. And as always, they can go to our website, tsbdc.org, and just click on the Jackson link, and it'll connect with one of us here.
Or give us a call at the chamber, and
Give
we'll
us a
get
call
you
at the chamber. Yeah, call Amanda and her team, and she can send you where you need to go. So
exactly. Now, getting to a little bit more of the things that you've been doing for us recently that got put on hold when the world fell apart. It may be a little bit of time before we can do some more of those great in-person SBDC workshops that you've done and that we've had some great success with. We can do webinars. We can do just like this, only with small groups and make them private. What are some of those options do you think we can look forward to? Some of the class options that maybe we can look forward to that I can get some opinions on people.
okay, yeah. And we definitely want to hear from the businesses. We're in the mindset now where we don't want to tell you what we think you need. We really want to hear from you with what you need.
Right.
On the opposite side of that, we are trying to plan. The Jackson TSBDC is planning to host some workshops. We got one that we're going to do is business unusual. This is unusual business times for us. So that will be a marketing and kind of a rebranding type strategy workshop. One is bouncing back, changing the landscape of your business through innovation and cutting edge technology. Just believe technology is where we're heading with business. So we have to, I think we're being forced to be creative and innovative during these times. And then we've got a social marketing called Mask Off. This is a social distancing, doing business and social distancing using social media.
Oh, I like all of those.
You don't have to wear the mask. And then we've got one called Coping Through COVID. This is a mental health kind of thing. We just want to make sure that your mental state is right, you know, your emotions are in check, and when you start to reopen and know that things are just going to be so different for you now, we want to make sure that our mental health is in good shape. And we got another one that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to have the feelings that you feel. It's okay to feel the anxiety, the frustration. Those things are okay, but we can't stay there. We have to move forward. Yeah. So we have a lot of different workshops that we're looking into right now. I am in the process of hiring a new business consultant that will be working with us part-time to assist with a lot of the needs that our existing businesses have and to help. I think this is a very creative time, and I think we're going to see a lot of people go into business. Yeah. I know it sounds crazy because a lot of businesses are closing, but this is an opportunity for emerging business leaders to come forth and bring their ideas to the forefront. So I think we're going to see a lot of new businesses open. So we want to make sure that we have enough staff to be able to assist everyone that needs our help.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs, want to be solopreneurs, who have worked places before and maybe got furloughed or laid off or are working from home, you know, temporarily, are probably, it's going over and over in their head. I can do this. I can take this time to get my stuff together and start to think about what I want to do for the rest of my life for me, what's going to make me happy. And so I think you're going to get hit up with a lot of entrepreneurs. I really do.
Yeah. So definitely we want to hear, we know we've got a survey coming through your chamber that will ask questions and we'll get some feedbacks from some of the small businesses on what are some of the things that they need. We know marketing may be an issue, so we want to help. We want to have some marketing dollars available to be able to help maybe with a regional market or even more of a local market, local shop, small business type commercial and advertising. So we're working on some of those things. So, you know, it's been a terrible time, been a terrible couple of months, but we've made it through, and I think we're better together, and I think we can come out better together.
I think you're right, and I think people have learned it. And the one word it's the word that everybody keeps saying now, it's pivot. And I think a lot of people have learned to not necessarily pivot for good, but they've learned to pivot in what they'll need to do in case something like this, God forbid, ever happens again, whether
Right.
that's having an online store or having a backup plan. And so I think this, I don't want to say this has been good for us. This has been terrible for everybody involved,
Right.
but it may have helped everybody's mindset a little bit as to, oh, what do I do now?
What do I do now? Yeah.
Yeah. And
We
that's one of the places that we can help with.
We also know moving forward that people are going to have issues with their accounting, with their bank, with their books.
Yep.
So we are going to retain an accountant that will be able to work with our small businesses.
Oh, great.
We know some of them may be going out of business, so we want to help them financially through that process and what that looks like with the payment back of the EIDL loans and the paycheck protection loans, what
Right.
those things look like and how to navigate that. So we will have an accountant on staff that will be able to assist our small businesses.
Good. So if you need any kind of help, call the SBDC, call Monique, give us a call. We'll get you in contact with her. That's not a problem at all. We'll be happy to connect you with anybody you need. Well, I think that's all we've got for right now. And I appreciate you taking some time out of your day and helping us out. And we will be in touch with you very shortly.
Okay, sounds good. Y'all have a great Memorial Day weekend.